Alright, I am Steve.
And I am Steve.
And today we are going to be continuing our Lonely Island Survival series.
On the Lonely Island.
Okay, Steve, what should we do today?
Should I not eat the lonely bread?
No, we
Oh.
should starve.
Okay.
Don't
Well,
eat the
today,
lonely
Steve, I think we're going to breed the animals.
bread. Okay, Steve.
Do you have any wool, Steve?
I have wool. Is it in my hand, Steve? Yeah, it's in my hand, Steve.
Yes, it's in your hand, Steve.
Let us
All
breed
right.
the cows, Steve.
Steve, I'm gonna put some music on, Steve.
Romantic music, Steve. That's not romantic music, Steve.
I'll put this music on if I want to, Steve.
That's not romantic, Steve.
How's this? Is this better, Steve? I don't hear any music. Oh, there it is.
It's
Hello,
beautiful
baby cow.
music, Steve. Do not murder the adults. We
Oh.
want more cows in there.
Okay.
We have two
No, I
weeks.
think you can breed them again, Steve.
Really, Steve?
Yes, Steve.
Oh, Steve.
Where are you, Steve?
I am getting melon, Steve. And
Okay,
wheat.
Steve.
Wheat, beautiful wheat, Steve.
Oh, there's more wheat, Steve.
We should put armor on so people can tell us apart, Steve.
There's no watermelon, Steve.
I grabbed watermelon. I have it right here, Steve.
Oh, that's an amazing looking watermelon, Steve. Oh, thank you for sharing some with me, Steve.
Your voice is changing, Steve.
I noticed, Steve.
That is strange.
It almost sounded like some weird person.
What do you think of these
Steve?
pants, Steve?
They're a little exposing, Steve.
Okay, Steve.
What do you say we do? Whoa! You can't just stop the music, Steve. It's gotta keep playing. Okay, that's better, Steve.
Hard intro, Steve.
Yes, hard intro. Are we going to work on the mine shaft today, Steve?
I think we should, Steve. Or, we already finished it, Steve.
Not quite, Steve. We didn't put the wood beams all the way in, Steve.
Oh, yes, Steve. Do you have all the wood, Steve?
I have 50 pieces of wool, Steve.
Of wool?
Of wool!
Not of wood?
Of wood, Steve! Of wood!
Oh, good. I was concerned for a second. There's no more normal wood in the chest. What shall we
There's
do?
more wheat over here, Steve!
Steve!
What's the matter, Steve?
That's the wheat, Steve.
I'm getting the wheat, Steve.
Okay, Steve.
I've
I
got
will
the wheat,
go
Steve.
mining, Steve. Can you give me the wood, Steve?
I've got some wood here, Steve. Here's 25.
Thank you, Steve.
No problem, Steve. I'm going down the stairs, Steve.
I'm going down the stairs in front of you, Steve.
Not quite.
Yes, quite.
No.
I would go further in front of you, but I'm afraid of dying, Steve.
Okay, Steve.
Let's get to it, Steve.
Yes, Steve. Let's do it, Steve.
That sounded wrong, Steve.
Only because you took it there, Steve.
Okay, Steve, why is your voice changing again? It's confusing me.
Why is your voice changing again, Steve?
Your voice changes all the time, Steve. You confuse me.
I've got a special voice, Steve.
You sure about that, Steve?
I am sure about that, Steve.
Steve!
Steve?
I didn't know that about you, Steve.
Well, you know now.
Sure, Steve. You keep thinking that you talk like that. Stop pretending and being a little boy. Be an
Do you have to
adult.
have another pick for me, Steve?
I don't think so, Steve. Mine is
I'm
almost
out of
broken.
pick.
Okay, Steve.
This design is really ugly, Steve.
What do you mean, Steve?
At least on the second floor, Steve.
I really like it, Steve.
We should have a pillar down the middle with ladders on it, Steve.
Why would we do that, Steve?
I'll do that, Steve.
Why would we do that, Steve?
So that we don't have to have the staircase going around the outside, Steve.
You sound like you're trying to talk in an epic voice like mine. Steve?
I'm sorry, but I do not hear any epic tone in your voice.
My voice is way more epic than yours, Steve.
My voice is more epicer than yours will ever be.
But you cannot use proper grammars.
Neither can you.
The proper grammars are not in your language. That sounded like I was trying to be racist French. I am sorry, French people. I am not racist.
Don't worry, Steve.
The music! It is so beautiful.
The French still love you, Steve.
Okay, Steve. I was worried.
I was worried too, Steve. Don't worry about it. I need some more cobblestone, Steve.
Really? Cobble. You need cobble?
We've got cobble, Steve.
We've got a lot of cobble. You want cobble? Just go in the top chest. It is very simple, Steve. Merely go in the top chest and you will therefore find your destiny of cobblestone.
That's very true, guys. Listen to what he says. Listen to what Steve says, guys.
At the top chest with the destiny of cobblestone everywhere. Everywhere.
The destiny
of cobblestone everywhere lies in your hands. I'm gonna leave my shirt off. Okay.
Why did you make that sound like a kid's toy commercial, Steve?
What do you mean, Steve?
The fate of the world lies in your hands, Steve. That's what you said, Steve.
No. The destiny. You'll find your destiny in the top chest with the cobble.
Steve.
What, Steve?
I'm almost up at the top, Steve.
Oh, good job, Steve. Keep on going and you will make it if you try. We can make it.
I will make it.
If we try.
I'm determined.
How much food bar and health do you have, Steve? I
have 0
bread.
food bar and 4 health, Steve.
Steve, friend. Bread. That is not lonely or forgotten. It will not grow mold like the lonely bread.
I'm gonna make my knuckles bleed as I break this cobblestone, Steve. I broke it, Steve.
They did not bleed, Steve. I used my pick.
Oh.
Oh,
you disappoint me,
Steve.
Steve.
Look at the throw. Look at that. No, behind you. Behind you. Throw. Oh, skills. I have skills.
Good throw, Steve.
Yes, I know. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
No problem, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. So much reed. So much sugar cane.
There's quite a bit of sugar cane.
Sugar cane, sugar cane, singing in the rain with the sugar cane.
That doesn't make sense, Steve.
No, it doesn't. But that is okay because my voice is too epic.
That is true, Steve.
I know. Too epic for the likes of you. Just kidding, Steve.
I don't appreciate your humor, Steve.
I don't love you either.
I did not say that, Steve. I'm sorry.
Okay, Steve.
The sun is going down. We must sleep.
Okay, Steve. I am merely replanting the wheat that I have taken out from its rightful home. I've torn from its mother's grasp.
You're a very noble person, Steve.
Yes, I know. I need to get inside, Steve. or the monsters will come and attack me. And they will take my Steve Hood! It's
Your
sad
Steve
day.
Hood? No.
Yes, my Steve Hood.
Oh.
It's so sad.
If they take your Steve Hood, I'll armor up and smite those people. But they didn't take your Steve Hood, so I won't do that.
You shall leave your armor and sword on the shelf for now.
No, I'll leave it in my inventory.
Oh, okay.
But it'll be there, just in case.
What else should we do, Steve?
We should make some ladders, Steve, and go all the way down that pillar that I just made.
Cool story, Steve.
My
Tell it
ears are
again
ringing.
with more dragons.
I'm going to start ripping out the staircase, Steve.
No dragons?
Nope,
No!
just staircase.
My dragon dreams. Ruined.
In the flash of my no, just staircase. Worked.
Yes. I'm so saddened.
I could tell by your epic sniffling.
I know. It was so epic. Almost as epic as my voice. You do realize that now I can always get down there. I will throw the ladder down gently at your feet. Okay.
You didn't quite throw it gently down. You actually just like chucked it down the hole and it hit the ground and like broke into a million pieces, so I can't actually do anything with it now.
Coming to me. Melon.
Sorry. Just stay.
Melon, 3 melon. And a wheat. They have grown in our garden of awesome.
I love melons and wheat. It's so good. In our garden of awesome.
Sure, you keep thinking that's bro.
My name's not
Singing is
Bro.
Awesome.
It's Steve.
Okay, Steve. How are the ladders coming, Steve?
I haven't quite made it down the staircase, Steve. I just did.
Your
I brought
voice
the
is
ladders.
changing again, Steve. It's so disheartening. I'm sorry.
You only gave me 11 ladders, Steve.
I only had 11 ladders, Steve. I thought you had made some too.
I'm sorry, but this won't make it all the way up.
You have all the wood, Steve.
No, I don't.
You have almost all the wood, Steve.
I have 7 planks.
I'll make some ladders, Steve, in your memory. You're dead, right?
Not quite. I sound like it, though.
No, you just sounds like you're trying to be as epic as me. And it's failing miserably.
Oh, forgive me, epic sir.
Why are you calling me sir, Steve? My name is Steve. Steve, why you call me epic?
Because my
Steve,
brain
sir.
magically time warped back into medieval times, genius.
Whoa! My mind has been magically blown by your magic teleporting into medieval times magic. Mind blown by magicness in teleportation through time.
Yes.
Have some ladders, Steve. I'm not sure where they are.
I found them, Steve.
I
They
only had enough for 26 or 4. I'm not sure which one.
I think it was 24.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I will make some more, Steve.
I'm
You'll
afraid
get
I
out
won't
of there
make it
dead
to
or
the top,
alive.
Steve. I'm not gonna make it, man. Just make a ton of ladders, Steve.
We're almost out of wood,
Ah.
but we can make it if we try.
I'm gonna be stuck down here forever, Steve.
It'll be okay, Steve. I'll talk to you randomly through this telepathic way of talking. I don't know how I'm doing it, but we'll do it the rest of our miserable lives.
Steve, have you made the ladders yet, Steve?
I have 33 more ladders, Steve.
I'm afraid
Will you be okay?
that'll probably make me get to the top, but I'm not sure, man.
You're not sure?
Oh, I see your
They're
ladders
coming
fall.
down.
Oh, I'm gonna get them,
Do you
man.
get them?
They're right
Come on,
here. I
Steve.
got them. 33 ladders. I'm gonna
Make
get
it,
out of
Steve.
this doomed pit for a couple minutes, then probably gonna come
Come
back
on,
down again.
Steve.
I'm coming, man. I can make this. I can make this. Placing ladders incredibly fast on the wall, which doesn't even make sense in real life.
Do we have skills at building instantaneously?
Yes.
Instantaneous building skill. I'm gonna go grab some cobble and make a platform, so we can actually legitimately get off of that thing without sprinting.
Achievement get, Steve.
Achievement get.
Why are there 4 ladders at the top here, Steve?
Because those were ones that I originally placed, Steve. And then, you decided to go up on a different side, and I was sad. But then you found the way, and I rejoiced! For I was glad that you were alive, Steve.
This is gonna be one dark pit, Steve.
Yes, Steve. I will place my 4 torches at the bottom.
You are a very wise man, Steve.
With my 4 torches, yes.
Please, tell me how you got so wise.
I gained 4 torches of wisdom. This is not a very dark pit, Steve.
I realize that, Steve.
This small hole seems to be lighting up the whole place, Steve. We can no longer play King of the Ladder because of that no knocking your friends off the cliff rule. That sucks.
We can still punch them, though.
Yes, if PvP were on.
Yeah.
I'm saddened.
Steve!
We should make a bridge, Steve.
Oh, Steve! I'm afraid it's time to end the episode, Steve.
Okay, we will be not as Stevie next episode.
Next episode on Lonely Island Survival.
Today, we have some special news. This week, Tristan is staying at my house.
Are we caving or strip mining?
Tristan made a bunny.
What?